We're here in Duncanville, Texas at the Duncanville Fieldhouse. I'm honored to have Tony Hobbs here with me today. Tony, it's been such a pleasure to meet some of your staff members and your athletes. You've influenced over 7,000 athletes over 10 years. What keeps you coming back day after day?
It's just the passion. The passion keeps me coming back. You just work with these kids. It's a great pleasure to work with these kids. Seeing them grow from pretty much nothing all the way going up to, playing college basketball, and some of our guys even going pros. This past year, there's a lot of guys from this DFW area that went to the NBA, and most of them guys come through Bridge Basketball Academy at one point in time in their life.
Well, Coach, tell us a little bit briefly about some of the programs and the events that the Bridge Basketball Academy offers.
Our mainstay right now is our foundation course. We have several classes, but our foundation course is like one of our ones that we cut our teeth with. We also like the class we have right now is like our starter class. That's for kids between like 4 to 5, and then you got kids between 6 and 7. So for the most part, we like taking small kids because it's easier to work with small kids because they got a passion, and we got to foster their passion. So they can keep their love for the game. Then we also got our shooting classes, working with kids to improve their jump shots. We got our vertimax classes for kids that want to get quicker with as far as the vertical, the quick first step, just pretty much overall.
Okay, well, now you kind of spoke to this before. I've had an opportunity to meet some of your staff, and what I could say is all of them have either been a part of your program, they've competed on a collegiate level, or even competed on a professional level of basketball. Speak to us about the qualifications of your staff and yourself and why you're eligible to even influence these student athletes.
I mean, it's been doing this since we were out little. Basketball is just part of our life. Everybody played basketball in my family, from all the way to my grandmother. As far as my staff, it's the same thing. We want people that actually play the game, that actually know what we're teaching them. Then also, I make sure that my guys know exactly what we're teaching them. I'm not just taking anybody off the street and say, because I play basketball, because player development is totally different. Playing basketball, player development is totally different. You have to be really qualified because it takes patience. It takes a know-how to know what you're doing on the basketball court to even get to the results we want out here.
Now, okay, Coach, so I know that you can't name everyone, but note some of the notable players that have come through your program.
This past year, it was quite a few kids, like I say a second ago, that made it to the NBA. Jordan Watts was a kid that come through our program. We had this thing back in the day called the Iron Sharpens Iron. We had Keontae George, we had Kaysen come through here, Kaysen Wallace. Even go back a little further, we had guys like Key McClure. He's actually working on ESPN. He's an analyst for ESPN. Then we had Marquise Bolden. We had Cam McGrills. We had a lot of girls as well. Sierra Johnson. I can't name all of them, but those right there are kids that actually just was like Power 5 players that actually went off and just really showcased their talent. I got my son, Dallas Hobbs. I got Colin Smith that's at Vanderbilt right now. It's an array of kids that come through Bridge. We didn't work over, like I say, 7,000 kids come through here, so sometimes I have a tendency to forget a lot of the kids, but I'm not trying to miss them, though.
I understand. Well, we do appreciate you for pouring into these athletes and taking them to the next level. I know you're about to start today, so my last question for you is, if you were to leave any messages for your student athletes, what message would you like to impress on these student athletes as they experience the Bridge Basketball Academy?
God honors hard work. Simple as that. If you working, God's gonna honor everything towards your work. A lot of kids come through here, they don't understand the process, and it's a process on getting better. But you just can't work here. You got to work at the house. You got to work when you get up. You got to work in the afternoon. You got to work before you go to bed. And if you're putting all together all those hours end up in the scholarship.
Yeah.
And that's our ultimate goal for our kids, is getting a scholarship. We're not trying to sit up here and just be doing this for fun. We have some kids that probably will never play basketball, but what we're teaching them, what we're instilling inside them, they're going to be hard workers. That's more important to me than anything else. The fact that these kids understand what hard work look like. I built Bridge Basketball Academy from nothing.
Yeah.
We started out with just 2 kids, and over the past 10 years, I say we've worked over 7,000 kids. Not coming through Bridge, but worldwide, because I travel with this right here as well. But coming through Bridge Basketball Academy, we had over 2,900 kids come through here. So I know what it looked like. I know what's going to get a kid better, and I'm very confident that I consider myself one of the best in the country.
Well, I have to agree with you, Coach. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. Again, this is Tony Hobbs. This is the Bridge Basketball Academy. Coach, I appreciate your time. We're not going to hold you any longer. He has a lot of students out here tonight that he has to go influence. And like our young man said yesterday, the bridge to the next level. Again, my name is Jasmine. We're here at the Duncanville Fieldhouse with the Bridge Basketball Academy. We'll see you next time.